Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with my TNA Impact Wrestling review for Thursday, October 18th, 2012. Before I start, yay, Tigers going to the World Series! I say it before we get to the review. So, go Detroit Tigers, whoever they face, go Detroit. Anyway, besides that, of course, the fallout for Bound for Glory, this Impact, good. You know, for being after pay-per-view, we, of course, got some matches made for next week's Impact, which will be Championship Thursday. 2 TNA titles will be on the line, which I'll tell you throughout this entire review. Of course, as I predicted, nothing made for Turning Point, mostly focused on the aftermath of Bound for Glory, but we could have a possible match for Turning Point, which I'll get to later on. So, there you go. We began this Impact with the newly unbanned Aces and Eights. Of course, no longer banned from the Impact Zone. Full access following their win over Sting and Bully Ray this past Sunday at Bound for Glory. Of course, some members came out, some members stood in their little clubhouse, and of course said, we need to thank one man, our Sergeant at Arms, as he calls himself, of Aces and Eights, the newest member of Aces and Eights, Devon. Of course, Devon came out saying, I don't owe you nothing. Of course, he got a little cheer. Of course, this was his first appearance in the Impact Zone in a while, but of course, he played for a heel, saying to everyone to shut up because you sold out, Chance. Perfect. And the Impact Zone crowd was very wild tonight. Anyway, decent Impact crowd, of course, it not being a pay-per-view. Of course, Devon thanked the Aces and Eights people. He thanked the gang. He thanked them for having his back. Blah, 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 blah. He thanked the president of the Aces and Eights. You still don't know who that is. Baby Jeff Jarrett. Anyway, Devon's like, I do it because I do it. I did the Aces and Eights because I can. And he said the reason why is to get back at Bubba Ray, a.k.a. Bully Ray, of course. When Bully Ray, of course, broke up the Team 3D a few years ago, and Bully Ray turned his back on Devon. Devon got mad because, of course, Bully got his family involved. So Devon's still not holding a grudge against Mr. Bully Ray, which prompted Devon's former brother, as they calls him, Bully Ray, and Sting, Hulk Hogan, and the majority of the TNA roster coming out, involving into a backstage brawl. Actually, Sting came out first, and then Hogan came out after the TNA roster got into a little brawl with Aces and Eights, running for their lives. That's when Hogan came, went to commercial break. It's now that TNA's letting Aces and Eights back in, and is officially part of the TNA roster. That means they have to fight on TNA's terms. So, Sting put in the main event by Hulk Hogan against Devon, despite Bully Ray and the fans wanting Bully Ray against Devon. Maybe they're setting that up for Turning Point. That's probably why they put Sting against Devon tonight. And also, Bully Ray would be involved in Championship Thursday, which I'll get to. So there you go. Sting main event against Devon. Because Hogan said, Devon, you fight Sting or you leave for good. So, because Aces and Eights need to follow TNA's rules. So, TNA's main event tonight in Impact would be Sting against Bully Ray. So, there you go. Main event for the night made. We're on to our first match, which was for the television championship. The only guy to save his championship, the only guy that retained this past Sunday, Samoa Joe took on Robbie fucking E. Doesn't matter who the champ is, Robbie E. Still has to stick his fucking nose in the TV channel business. But I knew two things. One, Robbie E was going to get his ass whipped, quick fashion. And two, Samoa Joe would retain the TNA television championship. Well, of course, you can hear from the Joe's going to kill you chant. Indeed, Joe killed the hell out of Robbie E. Destroyed him with a muscle buster. And, of course, a Lakita clutch. Even gave it to Robbie T. Quick matchup. I knew this would be a quick matchup. I knew Robbie T may get involved. I knew that Robbie E was going to lose. Nonetheless, so there you go. Samoa Joe, quick matchup. Okay, opener. A little bit of a squasher. And boy, does he fucking deserve it, Robbie E. And Samoa Joe retains again the TNA World Heavy Television Championship. Not World Heavyweight. He was a World Heavyweight Champion at one point. So Television Championship retained by Samoa Joe in a quick match against Robbie E. Now, speaking of champions, one of our new champions wrestled tonight. Every new champion wrestled, with the exception of the X-Division champion, Wow Van Dam, and the TNA World Champion, Mr. Jeff Hardy, who will defend the title next week. I'll explain that in a moment. Speaking of defending the title next week, Taylor will be defending her Knockouts Championship next week against Miss Tazmark in a rematch. So while that takes place next week, Taylor had action tonight with her big brother boyfriend Jesse at ringside. ODB, with her husband at home, took on the new champ in non-title, of course. Now, both boyfriends are that's Aaron Young on the phone because ODB wouldn't get off the phone, and Taylor wouldn't stop kissing Jesse. Both boyfriends / husbands got involved in the match somewhat, especially with Jesse getting his head stuck in ODB's boobs. But Jesse kind of distracted Taylor, which gave ODB a 5-minute carry in the finish and the win for ODB, pinning the new TNA World Champion, World Knockouts Champion, in her first match as champion. So maybe ODB may put us out for the title picture following this win tonight. But it'll be Tazmark getting it next week, so maybe ODB will get a title shot down the road, especially she's one half of the non-existent TNA Knockouts Champion, tag champs, with her husband, Eric Young. So there you go. ODB, okay matchup against Tara. Decent matchup for being after pay-per-view. Now, on to our next match at hand, which involved a pair of new champions. The new TNA World Tag Team Champions, Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez, taking on Kid Cash and Gunner. Now, Kid Cash and Gunner have become a very tough tag team. But indeed, although they are tough, especially with Mr. Intensity Gunner and Kid Cash dominating someone in the match, the new tag champs had the last word with, of course, Chavo Guerrero sealing the deal with a frog splash and another decent matchup. Of course, knocked out yet again. Who will face the new tag champs in their first defense? We'll probably find that out soon enough. So there you go. We'll see who will Hernandez and Chavo will defend probably against Cass and Daniels. Speaking of Daniels, we'll get to him in a moment. He'll be involved in a matchup tonight. We saw some segments tonight before we get to our next big segment involving the new TNA champion. Of course, like I said, Hernandez and Chavo non-title get a decent win over Kid Cash and Gunner. We saw, of course, Joey Ryan, now officially a member of TNA roster, with Matt Morgan helping him out, and Matt Morgan was talking to Hogan backstage with Joey Ryan, saying blah, 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 blah. I was supposed to be a household name. You didn't like me. Hogan's like, they said you have no charisma. Shove it up your ass. Matt Morgan said blah, 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 blah. So we'll see this cocky-ass Joey Ryan become the new Robbie E. Useless and should not be in TNA long. Unfortunately, Robbie E's been in TNA for 2 years too long. Said that a lot in my TNA reviews. Robbie E needs to fucking go. Hopefully he gets released soon. Anyway, on to our next segment, like I said, involving the new TNA World Champion, Jeff Hardy. Despite people somewhat booing Hardy, of course, most of the Creature of the Night were celebratory for Jeff Hardy retaining the TNA title and back to his little design again. Pulling a John Cena, making his belt the belt, even though the best thing is that when Hardy did lose the title last time, it reverted back to the old design, unlike WWE, which still uses Cena's design. Anyway, so Hardy's got his belt again, kind of like Stone Cold and his smoking scar, and I guess that's Cena. But Austin, when he lost it, Stone Cold Steve Austin, lost his WWE Championship, it reverted back to the old style. And like I said, still Cena's style belt. Anyway, so like I said, Jeff Hardy came out celebratory mood for the TNA Championship. He was happy that year of redemption, because Hardy lost the title because he was too fucked up. He's not fucked up anymore, but he still smokes a little now and then. So Jeff Hardy was in celebratory mood. But here comes the party pooper, the party crasher, should I say. Austin Aries with cookies. Maybe parroting CM Punk. I think I said it last week, I'll say it again. Austin Aries is kind of doing a CM Punk, but not exactly. So, there you go. Austin came out. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to use my rematch clause. I smell a possible rematch at Turning Point. And Austin's like, you're the face of the company now. He spat on it. Spat on the belt. Face of the belt. You know, face of the company. Your face on the belt. blah, 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 blah. And of course, Hardy had the last word. He attacked Aries. He was trying to put the Twist of Fate on him, but Austin ran out before Hardy could execute the Twist of Fate. So while we wait on when Austin Aries and Jeff Hardy will fight in a rematch, Jeff Hardy will need to find out who will be his new contender. In the meantime, next week Jeff Hardy will be defending his TNA World title at Impact on Championship Thursday. Hulk Hogan will pick 4 guys, and one of those 4 guys will be the one to face Jeff Hardy. The first 3 will be revealed by Hulk Hogan backstage. The first 3 will be the first 3 of the 4 guys Hogan would choose from to face Hardy next week will be Mr. Anderson, of course, from not being in the match at Bound for Glory, being attacked by Aces and Eights when he was revealed as the original partner, Teddy Ray with Bully Ray. James Storm, who of course came out later on in the evening to talk about his big win over Bobby Roode. And also Bully Ray, of course, to make up for not being in the main event tonight against Devon. Who would be the 4th man Hogan would decide against? Well, it would be decided in a triple threat involving AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, and Christopher Daniels. Now, despite that, with Angle and AJ being a tag team, of course, they've been having a little tension lately, but now they're officially broken up as a tag team. Of course, to seal the deal on the breakup, it may be an AJ heel turn. You never know. As AJ's been teasing the heel turn for a while because he's been mad at Angle. Started that last couple of weeks, especially the Angle head games played by Daniels. So, of course, despite the chances of being handicapped, it was a real triple threat match. This is a triple threat match. Angle and AJ attacking each other. AJ seemed like he was going to get the victory here. Every guy had a chance to show off here, but AJ had the advantage midway towards the last few minutes of the match. They were in a Pele, but a move over the top with a springboard over the backward springboard over the top on Daniels on the ground may have cost him the match. He may have got a knee injury. He might have popped his knee. Real or not, we need to find out soon enough. But that knee injury kind of dampened AJ and kind of cost him the match, getting tripped up again by Daniels. Actually, by Angle tripping him up as Angle was trying for a move on Daniels. Daniels maybe ducked it, and Angle tripped AJ up, knocking him off the apron, delivering the ankle slam to Daniels. 1, 2, 3. Kurt Angle is the 4th man that Hogan will decide on which will face Jeff Hardy next week. Angle wanted to shake AJ's hand. AJ was kind of mad. He just walked off. So, like I said, maybe we'll see an AJ heel turn. We'll see little bits and pieces. I think AJ hasn't been a heel in a couple years. I think about 4 or 5 years since AJ was here, back in like 06 or 07. So we'll see if there's a little heel turn tease for AJ. So there you go. Kurt Angle will join James Storm, Bully Ray, and Mr. Anderson as 4 men, of which Hogan will choose to face Jeff Hardy next week at Championship Thursday and Impact next week. Of course, we've seen how he does it. Hogan nails it down to the final 2 guys. And of course, Hogan will deliberate in the ring with the final 2 guys. And of course, the guy he'll choose will face Jeff Hardy next week for the title, Hardy's first defense. Now, on to our next segment involving one of those 4 guys, Mr. James Storm. James Storm and Bobby Roode feud may be seemingly not over, but it is officially over because Storm talked about beating the crap out of Roode last Sunday about for Glory. And then it prompted out Roode, who may end up coming back into the title picture since Aries is no longer champion. So Roode could go for the title now that Hardy's champion, not Aries. By the way, Roode did not win the title of Bound for Glory last year, and it was the Bound for Glory winner. Jeff Hardy this year was Bound for Glory series winner, and he did win the title of Bound for Glory. Weird. Anyway, of course, James Storm was talking about before Roode came out about he was the first guy. He was champion the Thursday after Bound for Glory. He won the title the Thursday after Bound for Glory. Blah, 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 blah. He wants to be champion again. That's, like I said, pumped it out. Roode. And got himself a super kick for his helping. For his worries. So there you go. James Storm wants the title. Roode may want to get another shot at Storm again. And a possible another shot at Jeff Hardy now that Aries is no longer champion. So there you go. Roode thinks he's a better man. That's when Storm kicked him. So there you go. Storm Roode may not be over, but seemingly over for now. Now, on with our main event of the night, which was, of course, the Sergeant at Arms, Devon, of Ace in the Nates, taking on Sting. Now, the match was decent. Or it was okay main event tonight, like I said, being a TNA after pay-per-view. Any wrestling, whether it's Impact or War after pay-per-views, kind of lag. More talking than wrestling, because everyone's going to rest after a pay-per-view. Especially for Impact traveling from Phoenix to Orlando. Anyway, so we had Sting Devon, okay matchup. It was kind of back and forth. Like Sting had the advantage. I think Devon had the advantage early on in the match. Then Sting came back. Then Devon got the advantage again. In the last few minutes of the match, Sting was dominant, including delivering a Stinger splash and Scorpion Death drop and Death Lock on Devon. It seemed that Devon was going to tap the Scorpion Death Lock. And I said, oh man, Ace and Ace is going to come out. Well, they did, causing a disqualification. Ace and Ace, the gang warfare continued. The new band, the new NWO of TNA, whatever you want to call them, because they want to destroy TNA, blah, 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 blah. So they caused a disqualification, the Sting Devon match, attacking Sting, but then here comes the TNA roster, ending it back the same way we started, with a brawl, as the entire TNA locker room, the majority, came out of the woodwork to attack Ace and Ace all over the Impact Zone until it ended, with Bully Ray chasing out Ace and Ace with a baseball bat and running after them, especially Devon, as Impact Wrestling went off the air. So, there's probably 2 matches, maybe 3, maybe teasing for Turning Point. If Hardy can safely defend the title next week, smell a rematch against him in Austin Aries at Turning Point. Maybe Devon and Bully Ray at Turning Point. And maybe if they make AJ heel, maybe AJ Angle. So, there you go. While we wait to see what up for Turning Point. There's a decent Impact tonight. See what happens next week on Championship Thursday, as Taylor will make her first defense in a rematch against Miss Taskmaster. Plus, you have Hardy will be defending his TNA title against one of 4 men that Hulk Hogan will choose: James Storm, Mr. Anderson, Bully Ray, or Kurt Angle. That is it for the TNA Impact Wrestling review, my review for it tonight. Thank you all very much for watching. With that in mind, you've all been attacked by the news, by the review from Zach. Thank you all very much for watching. See you later. And once again, go Detroit Tigers in the World Series. Yes. Yeah.